Okay.
Alrighty, so we're up then. Yeah. Cool.
Okay.
You can start whenever.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, go. So yeah, this is Phantasy Star Online. Episode 1, any percent, glitched, offline percent. Normally it's any percent, but in that case I just try to do a little joke here. Top hat is like this, if I remember correctly. Okay, so we're gonna design this character. It doesn't look perfect, but doesn't matter anyways. So yeah, the reason why the name is actually important is you get a certain ID. And this ID determines what drops you actually can get much more often and which ones a little bit less. And orange is a decent ID, I would say. But I'm going to talk about it a little bit later in the round. So yeah, first up, I'm going to try to skip this intro, so by just opening the chat menu. Then I'm switching my message speed to very fast, simply because it's a speedrun. Then I drop everything because we don't need... oh god. Okay, that's already bad. We're dropping everything because we don't need the most of the things. We're gonna pick it up later on. And now we're talking to this lovely lady because why not?
There's basically one gigantically broken thing about Phantasy Star Online, which they fixed in later versions of the game, but
Yep.
not in the GameCube version.
And the Xbox version as well. Okay, so yeah. So what we're trying to do is to talk to both of those NPCs at the same time. As you can see now, I opened up like 2 text boxes, and now I can walk with the armor menu. But wait, there's more. So we go to the bank, and now we have opened up the bank menu. And now what we're basically going to do is to double up the money we actually have. Okay, wait a second.
So what you're essentially doing is dropping the money onto the ground and depositing it at the counter at the exact same time.
Yeah. Also, the problem is I cannot do it actually that fast because sometimes it doesn't dupe anything. So yeah. And now there's one more thing. And now we go to this menu. We're gonna buy Saber +2 because that's the strongest weapon we can get here. And now what we're basically doing is just smashing A.
Yeah, so now actually he's equipping multiple weapons at the same time, which is normally completely impossible.
Yep.
But if you line it up correctly, then you can equip, I think, 29 would be the maximum, I guess, number of weapons you can equip.
Yeah, I think it's 28, something like that. But we're not gonna do that. We're gonna equip like 26, I would say.
Something like that, yeah, because it's just not worth it to go through the steps afterwards anymore.
Yep.
And yeah, this makes you horrendously overpowered from the beginning of the game. Because rather than having something like, 50 or 60 attack points, which determines the damage that you do, you're going to have something like 60, 100 instead.
Okay. So yeah, now we basically have everything. Now we're gonna pick up the mech because mechs are really nice to get, and for some reason... okay, I totally forgot to sell one. Doesn't matter that much anyways. So yeah. Now here comes the worst part of the game actually. The maps. So there are a lot of maps you have to remember.
Not
Okay.
optimal, sadly, but...
That's not the optimal one, but that's not the worst one. So each area has like at least 3 different maps, or map layouts, I would say. And some of them are really good, and some of them are just crap. This one is a bad one, but it's not the worst one. And if you're comparing it to the fastest one, this loses around a minute, I would say.
Yeah,
So,
so even if you're horrendously overpowered, simply from the fact that there's more enemies to kill, more waves to go through, and more distance to cover.
Yeah. Also, sometimes that's also an issue with this game. The targeting sometimes is kind of wonky, and it doesn't always target properly. So yeah, we're already level 2, doesn't matter that much. As you can see, it's just pretty overpowered, I would say. Okay, that was okay.
Leveling up is still important because it gives you extra HP. But at the end of the run, you should have sufficiently high level anyway.
Yeah, I think you would end this game around level 17 or 18 by the time you defeat the end boss. But the only level that really matters is level 11. But I'm gonna talk about it a little bit later. Okay.
The spawns are completely fixed for each of these map versions, so you can actually just memorize precisely where everything's going to spawn.
Yeah, but sometimes the timers of the spawn aren't working properly. Like sometimes the spawn will delay by around 1 or 2 seconds, or sometimes they will just spawn instantly. But it's as Adam said, it's fixed. I would say, yeah, it's kind of fixed.
Yeah, the position at the very least is completely fixed.
So yeah, it doesn't matter if I miss that many shots for the moments, because they have, Monest in that case, they have a really long death animation. And it doesn't spawn the next wave until the death animation has finished. Okay, that was good. Oh, okay. So yeah. So this is the final room. We're gonna say hi to him and just move on.
Yeah, so each zone, or there's 4 zones in the game. There's the forest, the caves, the mines, and the ruins, and each of these is split up into at least 2 areas. There's 10 areas to go through, with various different potential map versions for each one.
So yeah, this is the worst map. So that's actually a good start, I would say, for a marathon. Or an expected one. This loses around 30 seconds. I remember. Okay, so this was really good. Sometimes you don't have to kill each and every enemy in the room. Sometimes you're totally fine if you just kill a certain amount of enemies. So yeah. Do we have any donations?
Not right now.
Okay. Because now we just turn around and kill those 2 boomers.
Could probably do mag feeding soon as well.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna do that at the dragon fight, because I have plenty of time to do that. But because I want to finish up the mag feeding up until ruins. So yeah, another important fact for episode 1. There are those monuments, and you have to touch those monuments, or otherwise you won't be able to go to the last area of the game. And during the run, during my practice run, sometimes I tend to forget those, so I hope it won't happen here. So yeah, again, here there's nothing much going on. We just wait until this one spawns. Okay, that was bad. I'm gonna position myself correctly. You don't have to kill those wolves for this version. Okay, nice.
Those are like big, well, they're called Hilda bears. Those tend to be kind of scary when you encounter them at level 3, but they've become rather trivial here.
Yep. 4, 5, 6, okay. Doesn't matter that much. So yeah, I'm using damage traps here because those flying insects which are called Mohamans, I would say, they don't have a lot of HP. And it also looks really nice if you kill them this way.
Yeah, you have a limited amount of traps.
Yep.
And only androids actually get traps, android type classes. And you regain traps every time you level up. Since you're very low level at this point in the game, you level up once every few enemies, you can use them as much as you like, honestly.
So yeah, the first fight, first boss fight, I would say. I'm not gonna talk about it. It's pretty straightforward, actually, especially in glitched, in the glitch category.
Yeah, this boss has 2 kind of phases, and he does different attacks for each of these phases. So.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, at the start he walks around and he starts spewing fire, but if you deal enough damage, then he gets kind of knocked down. And at this point, he's lost more than 75% of his HP, and there's a kind of limit to how much HP he can lose before he triggers this kind of this screaming animation. And at this point, only one shot is necessary to actually finish the guy off.
Oh wait, that's a wrong angle. Whatever.
You can move during this cutscene.
Yep.
So what LeFrozer is trying to do is move closer to the teleporter.
Yep. For some reason, the camera wasn't on the right position, and I went to the wrong direction.
But you still ended up pretty close to it, anyways.
Yeah. So yeah. Now, another pretty boring part is after you kill the boss, you have to talk to the principal.
To progress the storyline, yeah.
Yep.
He's got only a handful of lines of dialogue.
Yeah. You can just smash with the A button. So yeah, the next area is caves. And caves is probably the most boring area in the game. Especially the music is pretty boring. So yeah, this is the fastest map. There's another one which is around 5 seconds slower, but it doesn't matter that much. Like, if you actually lose 5 seconds, it's absolutely not an issue whatsoever. Like, there's more of a potential that you will lose minutes in this game.
Yeah, certain map versions can be really, really bad and they just take forever. Like the forest maps were actually very long compared to the truly optimal ones.
Yep. Okay. Nice. Sometimes I'm picking up Mesita, but there's actually no use of Mesita anymore.
Yeah, I guess the only item that would help you at this point is something like an auto gun, or maybe... Would a buster even help?
No, I cannot equip busters. The only thing I can equip right now is a saber and a handgun, and a rifle, but rifles are not as good in the first few maps.
Yeah, rifles have really long range, but their issue is that the damage range also tends to be big, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, so, you know, right now he can consistently kill off enemies with one single shot, pretty much everything. But with a rifle, it could be that you need 2 shots.
Yes, exactly. Okay, so poison lilies. Poison lilies are probably the weakest enemy if you're an android, because they tend to do like a poisonous attack, and androids cannot be poisoned whatsoever. And also they cannot be paralyzed. So if anyone is asking why I'm picking this character exclusively, this is the only ranger character. Like, there's 3 different type of those. Like, there's hunter, there's force, and there's the ranger. And this ranger has barely enough attack points to equip and saber at level 1. The others cannot do that.
Yeah, so this one's the only one who would actually allow you to do the weapon stacking and become horrendously overpowered.
Well, you can actually use handguns or something like that to equip multiple kind of weapons. But again, the problem with ranged weapons is they have a wider damage range. Like, sometimes you will do over 200, sometimes you will do just 90 or something like that.
Yeah, and handguns give you a lot less attack power than sabers.
Exactly.
Is your mag gun equipped, by the way?
My mag is equipped, but it's not visual because of the stacking.
Oh, I see. Interesting.
Sometimes you will see it equipped, but it's kind of random, I would say.
Yeah. So the mag is this kind of tiny creature that floats around your shoulder, and you can give it items like healing items and such, which will make it slightly stronger. And if the mag becomes stronger, then you become stronger as well. Like, you can gain attack power through it, or gain accuracy through it, have stronger defense, etc. So even though LeFrozer is currently immune to poison, he's actually picked up antidotes to feed this mag, to give it more items and to make it stronger.
So yeah, technically there is not a thing why I should use mag. Another simple. Okay, that's actually a simple reason why I'm using mag. So, but in the later stages of the game, there are exactly in runes only. There will be a chance that I will get a shot, and the shot on this category is just ridiculous. Like it's a ranged weapon which hits around 5 enemies, and it's just overpowered.
Yeah, it kills off entire waves of enemies with one single shot instead of having to, shoot 6 or 7 times or something.
So yeah. Caves 2 is actually the only map that I don't care about which map I actually get. Like, there's one map which loses around 20 seconds compared to the fastest one, but simply 20 seconds isn't that much. So yeah, I'm gonna abuse another glitch here, which does only work on these enemies, called the slimes. Okay, another direction. You can kill those blue slimes pretty easily by just putting down a damage trap and then shoot the damage trap down, or let it explode at the exact location where the enemy spawned. Okay, that's fair.
Yes, those slimes are kind of weird to fight normally because they can generally only be hit once, and then they go into this weird flat mode again where they become invincible, except for mines. Those can still damage them. You can also split them into 2 enemies.
Into 4.
Technically into 4, up to 4. Using spells or actually using regular weapons as well.
Basically, all those, if you're using traps against those enemies, it's basically a one-hit kill. It doesn't matter how much HP they have. So yeah, also you've kind of seen, like, I'm using the symbol chat right now, which is a pretty unique feature back in its time. As you can see, I've done like a top hat and a bow tie. And sometimes I'm doing that because I'm really bored with it. There's actually much more creative stuff, but I'm gonna show this one, those later on. Because there are some more broken glitches, I would say, but we are not gonna use it in the speedrun.
In terms of brokenness, I guess the Dreamcast version would be the most broken.
Yes.
Because you can clip through certain doors, right?
Yes, but that's only possible on a special version. Like, there are actually 4 different versions of this game right now. There's version 1, which was the early release of the Phantasy Star Online, and this is the only version which you can actually use a certain character to walk through walls or do doors.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's version 2 with some of the glitches fixed, and also some, I would say, some buffs on certain type of characters. And version 2 is also version 2 was released on Dreamcast and PC. Yeah. Then there's version 3, which is GameCube and Xbox. This is basically the same version as version 2, but it has like episode 2, which is you can call it an add-on, but
well, it's bigger than an add-on really, because it's a whole big set of new maps.
Yes, you're totally right. But it has kind of some revamped enemies and something like that. But maybe I'm gonna show this one on bonus screen, because this one, episode 2 is, or for me at least, episode 2 is much more interesting to run. I'm also basically the world record holder of episode 2 80%. The world record holder of episode 1 is C-Carl underline Bobadine. I hope he's watching right now and telling me that I fucking suck. Because we're basically like the only 2 guys running this game at the moment. There's another guy there are another 2 guys who are trying to run this game, but I think they will pick it up later on. So yeah, this is another. This is actually another good map. Wow. Okay. So yeah, so far the RNG of the case maps were really good. I think they were perfect, and that is not supposed to happen, but whatever.
Didn't kill you at least.
Nah, it wouldn't have killed me anyways.
The
yeah.
enemy that LeFrozer just killed was a Pound Arms, and they have really strong armor, so you're technically not supposed to be able to damage them. But if you have high enough attack power, you can just kind of penetrate this armor. You're strong enough to penetrate the defenses, and you can kill them off before they, go into their vulnerable mode. Yeah.
Yeah. So Panams basically just split up whenever they reach a certain HP value, which is probably around 350, I would say. Probably a little bit more, but or a little bit less, I don't know. And it's kind of a bad thing if Panam split up, because this wastes like 10 seconds.
Yeah, there's a very long animation that they go through when they split up.
Yeah. Also, the death animation is kind of long for some reason.
Yeah.
So yeah.
One thing worth noting as well is that this class that LeFrozer is using can see traps without using any like external aid, any extra items. These traps are mines that explode when you come close to them, and they can be very painful.
Yeah, but on episode 1, if you start playing this game on episode 1, the traps don't deal a lot of damage, but as soon as you reach ultimate, it's really broken. Like, they can take half of your HP easily. But yeah, there are two different ways to actually see traps. So there's an item called Trap Vision, which I cannot use as an Android, simply because I already have built-in Trap Vision. Or there's a equip called the Rico's Glasses, I think, which is only equipable by forces, I would say.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a very rare item.
Yeah.
Yeah, the game has hundreds of different rare items, rare shields, rare weapons, etc. On normal mode, which is the difficulty currently being played, that's not really that important yet. None of them are probably going to drop.
No, like the only really good item that can drop right now is an item called Deep Parts. I don't know what number it is, but this is actually the best kind of shield for any android, especially for hunter androids, because it gives extra accuracy. Because accuracy stat is actually really hard to get in this game, except if you're doing like this switch. So this fight is supposed to be much longer. Like on glitchless, this boss would take around 10 minutes at least.
Yeah, if it goes well. It's a very long boss fight.
But yeah, this boss fight was actually like almost perfect. Okay.
Yeah, and you're standing inside the teleport already as well.
Yeah. Sometimes if you're not standing on the teleporter, it kind of teleports you somewhere randomly in this around this platform, which is kind of annoying if you're teleporting in between those boxes. So yeah, another area cleared, and now we're talking again to the principal. Are there any donations yet? Okay.
No, not right now.
Oh.
We're still waking up.
Okay. Never mind.
But there was a question from chat earlier,
Of course.
and they were asking if the class matters at all, or is this just the best class for speedrunning?
This is the best class for speedrunning. Like, the class doesn't matter at all, but I would say forces, of course, they are the weakest one because they mostly rely on spells. Also, the survivability is pretty weak, I would say.
They're the hardest class to play, I would say.
Yeah, definitely.
Forces, they die easily. You can do a lot of damage with them in early game.
Yeah.
But it's also generally quite risky to fight with them.
But yeah, forces in late game tend to be like the support class.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, overall there are pretty big differences between the different classes. you know, it's split into androids and non-androids.
Mm-hmm.
That's already a pretty big difference in terms of attack power and defense and accuracy.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, differences between rangers and hunters and forces are huge.
Yeah. So yeah, the worst class is forces, of course, because as I also said, reasons of survivability, and also they have little attack power, I would say.
Yeah, you're not going to use melee attacks with the force, pretty much.
Yes. The second best are the one which has been used like 5 years ago, and yeah, this oh no, it's more than 5 years actually. Most of the people who were running this glitch were using a hunter at that time, and simply because of the reason, like the hunter is the strongest one and it can basically just one-hit everything. Also, the difference between androids and non-androids. Oh, basically there are 3 different classes. There are humans, there are androids, and humans. Humans are just the basic class. They can use spells. They don't have any upsides.
They're kind of really average in everything, basically.
Yes,
They can do kind of everything, but not extremely well.
Yes, exactly. Then there are androids, which are basically just they tend to do a lot of damage, and also they have pretty high accuracy as well.
But no spells.
No spells, just trap
Just
vision
traps.
and traps. And then there are humans. Humans are like kinda a nitpick, I would say. They tend to have they tend to be a much higher magic power than the human classes, and also they have a passive TP regeneration. And TP is basically the
Mana, you could call it mana.
yeah, you can call it mana, yeah, in that case. So yeah, this Mines map actually is pretty okay, I would say. It's definitely not the fastest one, but it's average, I would say. And if you've been watching my streams, I tend to get like the worst map like 5 or 6 times in a row for some reason. And the worst map, if you're comparing it to the fastest one, wastes at least 2 minutes. So basically at this point the run would be over if I get one of the really bad maps. But there are much worse ones. Especially the runes. Runes is just silly in kinds of maps RNG.
Did you mention that casts or androids are immune to any status?
Yeah, I said that.
Well, not any. They can still be slowed down.
You can
Oh.
still
And
be slowed down.
they can still be shocked as well.
Yeah.
But they're immune to paralysis and poison.
Mm.
Really good.
It's very convenient, yeah. Like in the caves, the poison lilies can't poison you. There's occasionally also poison traps and paralysis traps,
Yeah,
which you can ignore.
luckily.
Yeah. Yeah, paralysis is one of the nastiest things you can get. Like if you don't have an item to return to the main kind of hub, the main spaceship area, you can be stuck for quite a while.
So yeah, this was Mines 1. This was actually really good. I think I didn't get hit during the run right now. Like,
Yeah, I don't think you got hit.
oh, nice.
But you've only been hit once by pan-arms in case 3.
Oh yeah, that was just silly. This is not the best map. This is also not the worst one, if I remember correctly. But problem with Mines 2 is there are only like 2 maps, and it has like 6 different map layouts. Yeah, definitely 6. And most of them waste at least a minute if you compare it to the faster ones. Also, I cannot remember this map that well. I think this should be the right direction. No.
But at least you spotted the totem.
No. Yeah, I knew where the totem was going to be, but yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
so an issue with the maps is that they always feature the same rooms and obviously the same enemies as well, though in
Yeah.
different layouts. It's very easy to mix them up.
Yep.
Um,
But the only two areas that really have this issue is Mines 2 and Runes 2. For some reason, the two maps are really the... Okay, so yeah.
yeah, those are very easy to confuse.
Like you could actually use a map and still get confused for
Yeah.
some reason. Shoutouts to PSO World teaching me how to play this game. I have to say that because this is basically the source which most of the speedrunners were using.
Yeah, PSO World features lots of maps and drop rate information and section ID calculators and all kinds of really useful information.
So yeah, I have talked about the section IDs before. So there are 10 different IDs to choose from, and they are determined by which name you actually give to your character. So in that case, Top Hat is an Oran, and Oran is, I would say, overall it's a decent ID. Like it drops a lot. They tend to drop a lot of dagger weapons, and there's an item called Syncester, I think, and this is really valuable to get. I have to avoid this one. And Syncesters is pretty much like I would say an item which you can use to upgrade certain weapons with. So it's pretty much a really good ID. The best ID for speedrunning, or the one I tend to use the most, is Viridia. And Viridia is basically the shot ID. And shots tend to... again, shots is really useful for a glitch, but otherwise shots aren't as good, actually. Like, the only real good shot that I can think of is the...
Spread needle?
Spread needle isn't actually a shot.
Yeah, it's technically a rifle, I guess.
No, it's not a rifle, actually.
Pistol even?
No, it's a needle.
Yeah, okay.
For
yeah,
some
true,
reason.
yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna talk about those different weapons later on. So the only shot, really useful shot, is the Baron's launcher, or the Garen's launcher. In that case, which is basically a shot which has a pretty short range, I would say, but it has an ability called Charge, which drains up a lot of Misita, but it deals like twice or three times as much damage as a normal attack would do.
Yeah, it's extremely useful against bosses, I guess.
Phil is complaining about some phone interference.
Phone interference, I can... Yeah. I'll just put mine away just in case.
Okay. So yeah, now we have to just wait a little bit. Could have done some.
Spawn.
Yep. I wait until the other one jumps. Okay. Getting hit by any kinds of enemies is really bad because it wastes around 5 seconds.
Yeah, they all knock you down.
Yes, basically every monster up until this point will knock me down. There's also a possibility that I can die in one hit, but that's only for the Garants at this point. And since this was the second last room, there's nothing much to that can harm me. Except those traps. Well,
Yeah.
traps are kind of random sometimes, especially those. They are really... Yeah, their hitbox is kind of random as well, I would say. So yeah, do I have... Oh, an autogun. I'm not gonna pick that up. Okay, so this boss fight is really easy, actually, but if you mess it up, it will waste around 10 seconds again. So basically what I'm going to do here is turn right and shoot the red monitors down, because that's the only way you can deal damage to him. Also, I'm not gonna do combos on him, so the reason why I'm not doing that is pretty simple. Like, he has actually like 2 HP bars. The first HP bar is right behind him, and the second one is like all the screens and the totems, which you haven't seen because I killed them way too fast. And if you kill like his main HP bar, it's just he will just destroy himself, and then you go to the second phase. And the second phase is just a joke, again on this category. This is really rare if he does that. Sometimes he will just use his stomp, I would say. And the other technique was healing himself, and now he did that, but even though if he would have done that, it's basically a joke. He would just heal like 20 HP.
Yeah, it's 16 HP on
60?
normal mode.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah,
16.
it's nothing.
Yeah, and even on the higher difficulties, it's absolutely nothing. It's like less than 1 attack. It's kind of weird why he does that, actually.
Yeah. Okay, that was a really late spawn for some reason. Man, those spawns.
Yeah, since LeFrozer activated the 3 totems in forest, caves and mines, the final area was finally unlocked.
Yep.
In the Dreamcast version, you would have to backtrack and go through the other areas again.
That's why actually like the Dreamcast version 2 is the slowest one. Also, claws just are the worst enemies in the game. Like, sometimes they have like an infinite amount of invincibility frames, and also they're really small, so their hitbox is not as accurate, I would say.
Yeah, for some bizarre reason, they are invulnerable after attacking for a pretty long time, and also after getting hit. But since you one-shot them, you know, if you hit them, they're going to be gone at least.
So yeah, another bad thing about runes is there are falling traps, and falling traps just waste a lot of time actually. Like between 10 to 15 seconds actually. It's a lot.
Yeah, you're stuck inside of them for a while, and then they explode. You take damage.
Also,
That's
if you're walking outside into this one, there's basically a chance that you can get stuck, and you don't want to do that.
Yep.
So yeah, okay. Another pretty dangerous enemy are the Del Sabers and the Chaos Sorcerers.
Yeah, they jump towards you. They crit very often with that jump as well, with that jumping slash, and they are quite troublesome for melee classes because they turn invincible when you attack them at point blank range.
Like the best class to kill those Del Sabers is basically a force, because they cannot block spells for whatever reason.
Exactly. And hunters do well against them as well because you can just back up and attack them from a distance.
So yeah. I think this map is actually pretty decent. If not, it's probably. I think this is actually a really good map. But yeah. For runes maps tend to look like the same. So it's basically.
A shot would have been amazing in this room.
Yeah, but Orange have a decent drop rate, I would say. Not the worst one. So yeah. I'm gonna check this weapon box first. Okay, that's a sniper. A sniper is really good. So basically, the sniper is an upgraded version of a rifle, and I said before that rifles are really bad. For some reason, snipers are much better than the earlier version.
Yeah, the damage range improves drastically. Like, you're no longer dealing damage all over the place, but it's actually pretty consistent at that point.
Yeah. Was it? Oh no, just the autogun. Come on.
The extra range is nice as well to have.
Yep. Yeah, and especially for such spawning patterns, like you can just basically snipe them from across the room. Pops.
Which is a cool weapon, but not usable in this run.
So yeah, if I would set my priority list certain enemies, I would say I would kill the Chaos Sorcerers first, except if it's not possible to kill them.
Or maybe if there's a Chaos Bringer as well.
Chaos Bringers aren't that bad, actually. Also, you have a lot of time to actually...
Yeah, you can dodge them quite easily, but
Yeah.
they can be nasty in small areas.
So yeah, now my mech has been activated, and whenever you deal enough damage... Oh, mech gun's
Oh
nice.
wow, that's actually pretty good.
Yep. I'm gonna talk about it later. So, mechs have like abilities when you reach like a certain amount of 100 photons, and if before boss fights or if you have low HP. And I had like most of the stage 1 evolutions of the mechs gives you invincibility, except for a certain one. So yeah, also there are a lot of different mechs in this game, but we're only going to see this one. Okay, I'm just gonna...
Yeah, so these evolutions of the mags depend on what you feed them and what kind of sectionality and class you have.
Yep.
So there's dozens of different mags you could get, and they give different abilities. And
I think it's around 80, I would say. It's a lot.
yeah. There's a lot of them.
So,
and there's several stages through which they evolve as well.
So what I've been done here is I was unequipping my map and then re-equip it. This puts my photon gauge to 0, and this, as soon as I hit 100, there's another possible chance to get invincibility. Wait, yeah, okay. This map, I think this is a bad one, I would say. So yeah, and also Runes 2 is the most confusing one.
Because the starting area always looks pretty much the same.
Except for the worst one. You can basically just tell if it's the worst one.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, this isn't, so I'm pretty happy about that. Also, Runes 2 is kind of the run killer of episode 1, I would say. Like, a lot of, like, basically Carl has lost a bunch of runs in this area. By the way, shout out to Carl. He's a pretty cool guy.
He's in the chat all the time, answering questions as well.
Oh, cool.
But there's
Thanks.
one more question from chat, and it is,
Yep.
where's the best place to begin learning this game? The Ranger section on SDA doesn't include specific information.
PSO.
Hashtag PSO.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Like-
on the SRL IRC servers.
Yes,
There's a
definitely.
PSO channel.
Yeah. Most of the time, either C Carl or me is on. Or there are actually like at least 5 people who know this game on this on the IRC. So basically, there's actually there's still an online community for this game, but there aren't any live servers on Sega, which is really sad actually. But
It's understandable as well.
yeah,
I'm supporting a
pretty dead.
14-year-old game.
But yeah, there's still an still active online community.
There's still some decent private servers, but
Yeah.
Most people play PSO too.
Oh yeah, I totally forgot about that. So yeah,
Which
this is basically PSO 2, which is
Japanese only
Yep.
for some
Yeah.
bizarre reason.
yeah.
also I don't think you can play easily if you're outside of Japan anymore.
Okay. What happened here is the Dymanians spawned like a little bit off, I would say. Normally you would be able to do this shot, I would say, but sometimes it just doesn't work.
Oh, it's a green one too. Alright, so that's the weapon that LeFrozer has been dreaming of.
Whoa!
Oh!
Not even close, baby. Okay.
What's the percentage on it?
Hold on. Come on.
15.
It doesn't matter anyways.
It's still overpowered anyway.
Okay, now for some reason... Oh yeah. I just basically found out like 2 weeks ago that this game tends to target traps. I wouldn't say traps aren't as bad as to target them, but it's...
You don't always want to target
You
them.
know, especially if there are Del Sabers in this room. Or something like a Chaos Sorcerer. And this should be...
But yeah, the shot is really, really overpowered. If you line up enemies correctly, then you can just kill them all in
yeah.
one blow.
Also, Dark Gunners, I hate those because they waste a lot of time.
They're invincible for a very long time, and
also their death animation is really long.
yeah. For some reason, after they die, it takes forever for doors to actually open up. It's a bit like the Monest in the forest.
Okay, now the worst.
Yeah, hug the edge and. Just
No. I'm Snake. I'm going to Snake on this one. You can make this one. Like it tends to drop really, really early. And this is the final room. Another
Shot
what?
3.
Okay.
That's unusual.
Yep, that's really unusual, especially on a non-Viridian ID.
Yeah, because this section ID just doesn't get very many shotguns.
Yeah, like the value for orange is I think 0.4, and for Viridia it's 1.1 or 1.0. That doesn't matter anyways, because either you can have like the best or the worst ID possible, and you can still okay. Okay. You can also this one. Yep. Yeah, as you can see, like the door opened way later.
Well, Diegrounder is 4 ATP. That's like nothing compared to the 1600 or whatever you have right now. Anyway, so.
It doesn't really add much.
No, normally it's really nice to find Digrounders, but you know, in the case of this run, it just doesn't make that much of a difference.
Oh, come on. Okay, I got really unlucky with the damage range here.
Yeah, generally when there's these Dark Gunners, there's also one Death Gunner, which has a slightly different color, and they switch between like the different Dark Gunners. They transform, and if you shoot the Death Gunner, then all the other ones get stunned.
Also, if you're hunting weapons for the, from Dark Gunners or Death Gunners don't drop those certain weapons you want to use or you want to farm. So it's basically a better idea to kill those green ones. Also, if you kill the Death Gunners, which are the red ones, they stun the other gunners in the room as well.
Unless you one-hit kill them, in which case they no longer stun them for some reason.
I got another invincibility, which is...
It's pretty useless. I mean, it deals less damage than a single shot, and it takes
There's
forever.
actually one use in this, and I hope I won't use it.
Yeah, there's an attack, the Heaven Punisher, you mean, right?
No. If you use Heaven's Punisher, it's basically GG. No, it's another one. I'm gonna talk about it as soon as the fight starts. Like basically, at this point, I don't have enough HP. So.
To survive a final boss fight, yeah.
Whoa! I guess that was actually really close. Okay, so I'm doing something stupid. So I'm gonna snake around his claws. For some reason it worked.
The paralysis traps, right?
No,
Or
I
the
think
poison
confusion.
Okay.
Oh yeah, we totally forgot about confusion.
What status effect?
Confusion is basically like
You walk around randomly, you shoot in a random direction every time as well. It's a very bad status effect to have.
Yep.
Lasts only a couple of seconds, but if you're being surrounded by enemies and you get hit by a confusion trap, then you're gonna take some hits.
Also because I'm using a different strat than the world record holder at the moment. I think I don't have any space for items called Soul Atomizers. Soul Atomizers basically just removes the status on your character.
Yes, if you get poisoned or paralyzed or whatever, then there are healing items that remove any kind of status effect.
Also, a cool thing about the shot is if you target in one direction, and you use a second attack, it stays at the same direction. So if you're targeting if you don't target an enemy, or if you kill something you've been previously targeting before, so especially like there's one monster in the middle and two monsters on the side, and you only kill the middle one, the second target, the second attack doesn't turn you around, which most of the weapons tend to do. So it's
you can basically aim in between enemies and shoot them.
Yep.
Shoot multiple at the same time.
Yeah, sure.
All right, we have $1 from Carl Bobodine. Are you ready for this?
Okay.
Frozer, average runes 3, average runes 2, average runes 1, bad minds 2, good minds 1. You also messed up the name I spent half my grocery money on. You were supposed to be Whittle. You weren't supposed to have a shot.
Wrecked. Wait. Okay. Good.
Close call.
And
That should be
this
leading to the final room now, right?
Yep,
Yeah.
that's the final room. This is basically the hallway to Falls. Like every layout has exactly this room.
At the very end, yeah.
Yeah.
With different enemy patterns though,
Yep.
but still.
So the best one would be like only 3, how are they called, barras. But I think it's an average map as well, and so it doesn't save that much time.
Does this one have the fancy clip at the Dark Falls door?
I think so, but I'm not really used to that. Okay.
It's completely pointless, but it still
Yeah.
looks funny.
So yeah, basically, Carl has found a way to actually like get through this kind of corner, and then basically just go to the other end of the map, which is basically the starting point. Useless fact, but whatever.
Final boss fight.
Okay.
Split up into multiple phases.
Yo. First phase, which is this one. I'm just trying to fix the visuals on the weapons. Basically, the whole time the main weapon was invincible. Or invisible.
Yeah.
Sorry, invisible. So yeah, first phase is pretty easy. You just have to kill those door vents. They don't have a name on it, but whatever.
Kind of a weird first phase.
So
you
yeah,
just kill a couple of small
I'm gonna
enemies
explain
and-
this second phase. Also, this is the second phase. Second phase, he just moves around a little bit, and then what he tends to do is die.
Yeah, Meg Gun is horrendously overpowered and glitched.
So yeah, okay. The second phase is actually much more to explain. So I'm gonna turn around and I miss. Nice.
You might still be able to snipe it.
Not yet. Nope.
Nah, he's
He
moving
moves
too
a little
fast.
bit too fast.
Okay.
Okay.
Which
Come
attack
on.
is he doing?
Rabata.
Yeah.
This one, you can avoid this one, but I had a run where it randomly did a Rabata on any kind.
Whoa! Oh my god.
What do I have to say? This never happened before.
It's an unusual way to kill him off. Let's put it that way.
I would say this is a swag kill.
All right, get ready on time as well.
Okay, so yeah. Time stops as soon as the screen goes black.
No.
Time.
53:58.
Well, okay. It's an average one, I would say.
Yeah, given the importance of map luck in this, like if you don't get completely optimal maps, you're going to lose loads of time everywhere. So.
Okay. Okay. It's alright. So yeah, I think this was a pretty average run, I would say. Like the shots dropped pretty late. or at least pretty late, as I wanted to have to, as I wanted to get it as at Ruins 1. The maps were kinda average, as Carl said. Like I had a pretty bad start. I had a really good caves, and I would say a bad mines.
Mines and Ruins were very average as well.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah. I don't think anyone wants to see the credits, but the problem is my reset button is broken. So instead I'm gonna press a certain button so I can just restart the game. I want to show one or two more tricks, if I can.
Oh, I was behind schedule.
Just one more.
But it's still within the estimates.
Okay. Okay, there's one more trick I'm going to show you. So I'm gonna play on this character. How much behind are we on schedule?
Late.
Currently about 5 minutes right now.
Okay, this takes like 5 minutes. Okay, so also I have done some emoticons during this time. There's also a hot grill, but it's just only a grill. There's a chicken, and I actually don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, you can actually do pretty detailed stuff with it.
Yeah. So yeah, I have to do this section again.
Oh yeah, I know what you will show.
Oh God. Okay.
Nah.
No spoilers.
No, I won't spoil.
I might have an idea as well.
No, I'm gonna show a really good, cool trick actually. So I have to do this one as well. So yeah, as you can see, I cannot.
The heck? Why can't you?
Okay. Okay, for some reason.
You're still in both stores.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Wow.
It's difficult to salvage because you can't see through
Okay,
the
I have to
through the top
put this
layer,
one
so to say.
on the moon atomizer, otherwise I would buy something. But it doesn't matter anyways. Okay. Okay, wait, I have to buy some things. I know it's pretty slow, but whatever, okay. What the hell?
Still on the
hell?
store.
Oh!
GG.
Yeah, okay, I messed it up. Okay, I'm gonna do it one more time. Yeah, I'm totally not...
Oh, good RNG.
Yep. But that's basically the best RNG that can happen. Except if the lady turns around.
Yeah, she doesn't really want to go in that direction, so you kind of have to force her by talking repeatedly. You
Okay.
might have overshot it now.
Nope.
Oh yeah. You can use
that's
any
even
store
that's perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What in the world? Okay. I may have to deposit items. Wait, what?
Yes.
Okay.
You have some items. I could see them.
Okay, wait. Now.
You should be fine now. Right.
What would you wait a second. Okay. EBAB. Okay. Sorry about that. So yeah, basically what we're going to do is dupe items. So I'm gonna take like something like Cure Freeze, which is a really good unit, and basically just dupe it.
I've never seen that
I think it's no drop and then yes. Okay. Now we have this red box here, and if I remember correctly, it's deposited in the wait, deposit. Oh no, take item. So basically, we have now 2 Cure Freezes. Now the other part. If you do it completely wrong, okay, or like you do this, No, I have to.
Would probably work best with a different item.
Yeah, it like this one, which is a good light shield. So before I end this, thanks everyone for watching this run. I hope you enjoyed it. So yeah, we're finished.
Wow.
Alright, thank you, LeFrozer, for this Phantasy Star Online Episode 1 80% run. Next up, we will have Rayman Legends any percent on PC, being run by Anskmaster. Also, Adam is here, in case you haven't noticed. We have a $10 donation from Herr Wusel, and he says, "Don't be lazy, Fatske, do something." I'm trying my very best. Thank you for the $10.